Yeah, Flashback Dave here, doing some local stuff there. Potential Threat doing Destroy and Dominate. They were doing a lot of gigs over at 934 Gilman in Berkeley recently. I don't know if they're still doing that. Keep an eye open for those guys. That's off their brand new release. They came out with a video with that. Before that, Righteous Sire doing On Stage. And before that, a band by the name of Wishcraft Nation doing a track called Dreamcatcher. All local bands, all local music. Speaking of local music, I happen to, Steve, are you around?
I'm here. What's up, Dave?
I happen to have the lead singer for Righteous Sire on the line. Steve, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. What's up, Bay Area?
What's going on, Steve? B-side Mikey, what's up?
You know, I'm just chilling, man, up in the hills. You know how it is.
I know, man.
It's scary up here. Yeah, man. Great, man. I really dig the show. It's super cool.
Yeah.
And thanks for playing us, man.
Absolutely. And I've done it before, and you know, I pumped you when you were doing a couple gigs. I haven't seen you guys out running around lately. What's the deal? Or is Righteous Sire still doing some shows or not?
Yeah, it's my therapy, man. We haven't done a show since Piss Off Pete's, but there's talk of recording, and we're gonna, maybe record a real old one from the early '80s, and then we've got a new heavier one that we're gonna work on.
Cool.
So yeah, we're trying to, but we don't gig that much, just in the Bay Area once in a while, and we all have our other lives. But metal is therapy. Bay Area, San Francisco means so much to us, and we just can't seem to quit. Well, every time we quit, we end up coming back.
Let's give these folks a baseline. I mean, when did Righteous Sire start playing? It was like 81 or 82, right?
No shit, years ago.
Yeah, I think it was like. Is that Mike in the background? What's up, Mike? I think it was. Well, we've all known each other, since we were kids, and I think I started when I was 15 and picked up a mic at a jam party with Mike Miranda, and they tried to take the mic out of my hand, and I never let it go, and I just was very persistent, and ended up. I think we did our first gig, Righteous Sire, at Abraham Lincoln, and Dennis D. Roover played guitar. Wait.
Charles Roover.
Yeah, Charles D. Roover,
right.
And
God bless him.
God, what was his name, Mike?
Dennis. Oh, Dennis Dismore, drumming.
Dennis Dismore on drums. Yeah, it was great, man. What a lineup that was. And so that was like one of our first shows. So yeah, ever since then, man, it's just been a dream, dude. I lived the dream. I really did. I mean, obviously, Righteous Sire is the oldest garage band going, but we have fun. I think, that's the most important thing, is if you have fun, why quit,
I think that qualifies. Maybe we should look that up in the Guinness Book and see just what is the longest running garage.
Yeah.
I started in the Sunset District in our garage when we were 15, and so, God, I can't even think of what year that would have been, but I noticed that somebody had posted a show at Mabue Gardens with Righteous Sire, like in '81, I think.
Yeah, well, I put that up. Ron Quintana put that up.
Yeah.
I snatched it from him.
That's so cool, you guys. I appreciate you guys doing that. It means a lot when I see something like that. And I do Righteous Sire, for a number of reasons. One is because I would be completely insane if I didn't have metal in my life. And it's definitely therapy for me. But also, we grew up in the Bay Area, as you guys know. I mean, we all grew up together, and we were in that scene. And God, it's so hard to throw a towel in on that,
Yeah, and most people really can't. It's hard for a lot of folks, especially the younger ones, to identify with what that was even all about. But it was huge. This is where Metallica and all these other bands came from.
They don't get it, man.
Everybody was hanging out,
Yeah, I got a great story about that, actually. Remember Rock on Broadway? Right next to the Stone on Broadway there, on the corner was a rock shop. And so at that time I was singing for Malibu Barbie, and I'm standing in the rock shop, and there's Lars next to me, And this kid runs up. He goes, "Aren't you the drummer from Metallica?" I go, "No, that's not the drummer from Metallica." He kind of does look like it. So Lars appreciated that I said that, because this guy was all over him. But we talked, and I told him, I said, "I'm the singer for Malibu Barbie." He goes, "That's an all-girl band." I said, "Yeah, I know. I'm the singer in an all-girl band." So anyway, if you look me up in Wikipedia, that's what I'm famous for. I'm the singer of an all-girl metal band, Malibu Barbie.
So
it's
Steve, man. You
that's
remember
kind of
too. You remember back in the day.
Funny little piece of my life. But anyway, Righteous Sire, I appreciate you guys plugging us, and hey, man, I'd love to come down and bring, maybe Tom, Rob, or Matt. Matt's hilarious. He'll probably tear down the studio.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, for me, this is my one-shot glory. I'll be coming back on the air live this summer from Tucson. I'm going to be webcasting from down there through the studio here in San Francisco. But, B-Side's going to be here for you, and I already told him I'd give him. Remember, I think you turned me on to a track the other day. I'm going to give him a CD of that, so he's got that along with everything else.
And I got the demo.
Well, hey, you guys get the check in the mail. I should be sending you a check.
Yeah, man, send me that check. You can send it. I'll split it.
No, hey, dude, I really appreciate what you guys do. It's really awesome. Public radio is like killer, man. It's and it's kind of funny. I still haven't heard my song on the radio. When I did Diane's, of course, I was in the studio doing it live, and my wife went to the store, and she actually heard me on the radio. And I said, how did it sound? I mean, that sounds funny, but it's like, as an artist that's been playing for, goddamn 30 years, I still haven't heard my voice and my song on the radio. I think no, I didn't. Yeah, they always say Righteous Sire. Remember Metal Mondays, Mike?
That's what I was going to say, man. Yeah, man. Metal Mondays wasn't at the Waldorf every Monday night?
Yeah. So they used to mention Righteous Sire, and that was cool. Of course, I felt like somebody,
And you mentioned.
But anyway, it's all good. That's not what it's about, guys. It really isn't, and you guys know that. That's why I'm still here doing it.
Yeah, and I gotta add in there real quick, Steve, about because it's your wife, your other half, your wife she's your biggest fan, and she's always been behind you on all this stuff, no matter what, and I just think it's awesome.
Yeah, you know what I think I'd be dead if it wasn't for her. I really do believe that. We'll have to save some of the other crazy stories. Turco-Persian Rug Company, when we used to rehearse there, and AAA Shipyards when I rehearsed with Malibu Barbie. And I was always the one that said, stay away from the heavy stuff. And anyway, there's some stories there, and I'm lucky to survive that era. I was. And some of our friends did,
Yeah,
and you guys know that.
We lost a few along the way, no doubt about that.
Many.
Yeah, it's true. And I'm just a blessed man to have an awesome family, a great wife that has always supported my music. Matter of fact, I've got 4 26-inch speakers in one of my rooms upstairs with like a 300-watt head. And if she puts up with that shit, then, she's got to be the one, right?
Winner. Yeah, yep. Remember, hey, Steve, you said people that had passed away, too, and you gave me a flashback by mentioning Charles DeRuver, because Charles, myself, and Josh Morton, that was the first 2 guys that I ever really, sat down and tried to write any music with, and we were 15, 16 at DeRuver's garage, man, in his house.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Didn't I think Charles shared a room with Josh? They were roommates at one time.
Yeah, at one point in time.
Speaking of Josh Morton, I love that guy. I want to say, what a killer bass player. And a great guy who I've played with all those years, and I hope he's doing well. I haven't talked to him in a while.
He is. And, he came by the pad about 3 months ago.
He's out there. If anybody sees him, man, he is a bass player that never gets recognition, and just an awesome guy, too. He was a great bass player. He's still out there somewhere. I haven't talked to him in a while. But our new bass player, well, he's not our new bass player. He was playing with us in the Sunset District, which is Al Saade. So this is what makes Righteous Sire so strange. And I'll cut this short because I don't want to take up the whole damn show. But I've known Tom and Rob since we were 6 and 5. And me and Tom, we were in teeter tots together, kindergarten. And I've got pictures of us in kindergarten together. And when we became about 6, 5, we used to pretend like we were in a band and jump around and act like we were playing the instruments. And I was yelling at him back then, and I'm still yelling at him now. And it's been, and that's a true story, man. And here, all these shows and all these things we've done together, and me, Rob, Tom, Matt, and Al, and Josh, we've all been solid for 30 years.
Well, you've definitely been a cornerstone in my life for that time of time going on. It's you guys are part of who I am growing up. You know what I mean? And I've been listening to you the whole time. So I'm so psyched.
Well, and isn't it funny? What are our influences? I mean, we should tell the audience, what drove us.
Man.
Well, the first thing that would come to mind is one of the ones I covered on the last release on Reverb Nation, which is Balls to the Walls by a band Accept. Sabotage. Fuck, Sabotage. Listen to Love Sabotage. Accept. Of course, all the classics. But, before that, it's kind of funny, but we were listening to Brick House and some funk. And I mean, I love it all, if I had to listen to my music 24/7, I'd be sick of it. And that goes for every style of music for me. So I appreciate all different types of music, and I just love music in general. And like I said, it's my therapy, And so.
All right.
Well, hey, guys. Yeah, thanks so much, man, and I'd love to come down and be down there in person.
Absolutely, and I'm sure Mike would love to have you on board.
Yeah, I'd love to have you, man. I'll talk to you about that in the next, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Month.
Any last question?
Just when are you doing your next gig, man? What's going
what's
on?
up with
Are
that?
you guys going to actually do something, or are you going to just talk about doing something?
To the chase.
You guys are funny. Well, I mean, it's funny because you know how spread apart we are. Me and Tom are, a good out. We're about 2 hours away from the drummer, and and then Al, I think he's in San Francisco now. So we're also spread apart. So it's really tough. But what we're doing is we're coming up into the technology thing. We're finally waking up. We go through some different programs. One of them is GarageBand, which is excellent. You've got the interface connected to the computer, and we're able to send tracks and work on songs without having to drive 3 hours and 3 hours back. So, that's going to really help us with pre-production on this new single. We'll record it in Berkeley at Expression, which my daughter attends, and which is really cool. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to Expression, but I just shout out to that college. It's just an awesome college. And the minute I recorded there, I just fell in love with it, and I'm just so blessed that one of my daughters could go there and attend there, and she's at that college for visual special effects. But anyway, so yeah, we'll see, Dave. I think back to your question, I think maybe Piss Off Pete's again. I love Pete. I'll tell you why I love Piss Off Pete. He's a San Franciscan that's been around forever, and he's a good guy. And to say that you were born and raised in San Francisco is very rare. Am I right?
There's no doubt about that. I think we're getting to be an endangered species.
We are, man. We are.
I know. And to be in the metal scene.
Yeah, right.
And born and raised in San Francisco. I mean, really, it is. There's very few. We can start naming some bands, but I think I better let you guys have your show back. And thanks again, Mike and Dave.
Steve, I really appreciate you coming on. I'd been asking you for a while, so that's why I give you a little airtime. Because I was waiting to have this conversation with you, so I'm very happy about that.
Yes, Dave, you're an awesome guy, man, and we'll be friends till the end, man, and maybe beyond too.
Absolutely, you know
I
that.
Appreciate.
I'll take the bullet,
Yeah, well, I appreciate what you guys do, and if you guys are ever up in this area, then spend a couple days on the ranch up here, because I got plenty of room, as you know, Dave.
Appreciate it, man. Do I got to milk a cow or, chase a frickin' pig, or what have I got to do, man?
No, but we'll put some meat on you and let you hang down below. Maybe you'll get lucky and a bear will fucking come up and sniff your ass or something.
Sweet, man. I can't wait. Right on, Steve, man. It's good to hear you, brother. Good to hear you. Right on for calling in.
All right, guys, man. Hey, and metal on, boys.
All right, man. I'm going to get going, Steve. Thank you very much, sir. We'll talk again soon.
All right, man. Later.
All righty. That's right. That's Steve Gelardi, lead singer for the band Righteous Sire. Just a phenomenal guy right there. I've known him a long time. It was nice to have him on. We're going to go ahead and credit in some more music and take a deep breath for a second. Thank you very much for listening to Flashback Dave here at FCC Free Radio.